everybody. Welcome back to Look at My Star Trek Toys. Today is not a regular episode.
No.
That'll be tomorrow. We're going to continue our Prodigy figure reviews. But you know what? We have an emergency show for you today because we have some breaking news, some disappointing and some exciting and some just interesting news in the Playmates Star Trek world. I'm Keith Varney. That's Mike Indeglio. If you're just here for the first time, we do reviews of Star Trek toys every single week. We have a gigantic archive, especially of the Playmates figures and custom figures based on the Playmates figures. Check it out if you're new and give us a like and a subscribe if you can. You can also support us on Patreon at patreon.com/KM, where you can get a whole bunch of other bonus nonsense just like this. But because this is an emergency episode, Mike, we're going to just jump into a whole bunch of breaking news here in the Playmates Star Trek world. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Keith. This is a good time for this because I was at Walmart yesterday and Target. I was looking for some things, and I always pop by the toy aisle to see what's happening. And it turns out that for the first time in my local Walmart, Target has had the disco figures sitting just like collecting dust on the shelf for a while now. But I had not seen any of the other figures. But I did see in Walmart yesterday the Khan and Kirk were sitting on actual shelf space next to Star Wars. In addition, I saw the phaser that we had reviewed on the channel. You can check it out on our feed. Also unmarked, unpriced, and just like on a shelf, and there's only one. So I don't know if that means they sold the other ones or they only got one in and put it out there to test it, but slowly but surely they're sort of trickling here in least in Pennsylvania.
Well,
so
anybody who has ever watched Shark Tank knows that retail space for toys is unbelievably difficult and expensive to get. So, all right, so let's start with the Janeway figure that was originally announced to be part of the Prodigy line, though it was announced after the original line. And so a lot of people have pre-ordered this figure. We've talked about it. We've previewed it. And Mike, you just got an email this week about the Janeway figure.
I did. In fact, just yesterday I received this. This is from Entertainment Earth, which is a retailer. I got 2 of my Prodigy figures, so they are shipping. They did come in and they did ship. Thank you for your order. We appreciate your business. Unfortunately, we're sorry to report that the manufacturer, so that's Playmates, has notified us that the Star Trek Prodigy Holloway Janeway 5-inch action figure item, yada, 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 has been canceled, and we will not be able to ship it to you. No additional information was provided to us by the manufacturer as to why the item was canceled. We apologize for the inconvenience this causes you, and then all that stuff. Now, I want to mention, Keith, I got some emails and some comments on our YouTubes from people who had ordered from other outlets other than Entertainment Earth who also got the cancellation notice, so it seems to be ubiquitous. So to me, that means that Janeway is either not coming at all or not coming anytime soon. Keith, you reached out to Playmates. Did they write back?
Yes. Well, being the intrepid reporter that I am, I reached out to Playmates directly and then their press team, and they have given the following update on the Janeway figures. Playmates says, as you know, Playmates Toys Prodigy action figures are now hitting the shelves, we know, and are available. As with all of our brands, we are always changing our next wave. However, scheduled releases are subject to change, including Janeway, which has been delayed until a later date. So as far as Playmates is concerned, this is not canceled. I know that there's a scary language in all of these order cancellations. But according to Playmates, it's not canceled. It's just delayed, which is not necessarily surprising as this figure was sort of announced and the prototype came out well after the first 4 of the Prodigy figures. So whether or not they want to include this Janeway as part of a Series 2 or as the secondary part of Prodigy, who knows? We don't know. There's no updates on that yet.
It still is an interesting sequence of events because it didn't say that. Because a pre-order is a pre-order. There's no money involved, right? It doesn't. Generally, you're not charged until things ship. So interesting, they wouldn't just say it's delayed indefinitely and give you the option to, and not. Well, I still want my pre-order, for when this figure does come eventually. So, but they clearly maybe they don't know.
I might speculate that they might be shifting it out of the Prodigy line
Mm.
and into the standard line,
Mm-hmm.
or not. So once the packaging changes, the SKU changes, they
Yeah,
sort of
that's
have
a
to
good point.
cancel and start over. But that's all speculation. I really don't know.
So orders canceled, product delayed according to Playmates. That's the update.
That's right. So speaking about the continuation of the line, we did a video previously about what seems to be Series 2 of the regular line that were spotted at the London Toy Fair. I did ask about that, but there was no comment in response to that. So Playmates neither confirmed nor denied nor commented on any that. So that's all speculation still at this point. We'll find out when we find out about Series 2. But it wasn't like, because I know a lot of people are nervous, right? People are like, is it even coming at all?
Mm-hmm.
Is Playmates shutting down the line? Well, according to Playmates, that's not happening. And, to tease, we actually have some announcements, official announcements on that coming up. Should have teased that at the beginning of the video, but
Your thumbnail will do that.
we're gonna get to it at the end of the video, just because we're annoying and teases. But if you want to just skip to what they announced, use the chapters below. But before we do that, one of the things that have been circulating in the Star Trek Playmates world has been, and I have not seen them personally yet, but a person named Brad Dupay posted it on the Facebook page. Playmates has apparently updated and upgraded some of the 2022 figures with new paint. And so you can see up here the original release and then what is being sold in Target, at least wherever he found it, a pretty substantially upgraded paint job and scheme, including the skin tone and the face paint looks pretty significantly different.
Yeah.
So I think it looks personally a great deal better. Yeah, Mike?
For sure. I mean, specifically right here on the Kirk, for sure. I'm looking over on my shelf. It adds. It almost looks like the sculpt is different, but you're telling me that's just the paint has been upgraded.
I mean, I don't know for sure, but I think it's just the paint, because I think changing the sculpt would be a really big undertaking.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think objectively better,
significantly better.
Yeah.
So it's they didn't make any announcements about that I'm aware of. They just sort of slipped it in with the second production run, which to me that's good news on three different levels, three different ways. Number one, it's a better figure, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's great news. And two, it means that they sold well enough to do a second run of the figures. That's really good news. And three, that they're still working on it. they're still willing to upgrade and update the figures as we move
Now,
forward.
riddle me this, since we're looking at pictures here and speculating.
Mm-hmm.
Look on the new paints. Do you see a horizontal line coming across the chest there?
No.
On the far right?
The far right? No, I don't see a line going across the chest.
Let's bring them. Nope, that's definitely our crop on my side. My apologies. That's me.
Whoa! Conspiracy theories. It's happening. Wow. It's getting crazy.
Yeah.
But if I don't know, these are the only figures that I've seen. I don't know if they continued that through the rest of the line, but I would speculate that why do those three figures and not the rest?
Mm-hmm.
But certainly, I think that's very encouraging that they're still working on these and they're still upgrading and so interesting, because I don't know if some Playmates historians out there, did they ever upgrade other figures mid sale? I don't know. And now, of course, the collector in me.
There's also a difference between an official upgrade or any sort of a change in sculpt or just a change in manufacturing, right? It could very well be that the paint machines or however they're doing it, the technology has improved or the machine has been retonered, or there's so many different
something.
Things down the pipeline.
The toner was like halfway out when they did the first one. It's like we've all been there. Really interesting. So the collector in me is curious, right? Now that there are two versions of each of these figures, how many of us need both to have the complete collection? And is one of them or the other one going to be more valuable due to scarcity, right? how large was the run of the first version? How large is the run of the second version? How many, like, are one of them going to be more scarce? And, obviously not today, but maybe in, 10, 15 years, are they going to be more collectible? I don't know. Just an interesting question to put out there. If you have thoughts, leave them in the comments below for sure. So I think we should, stop teasing and get to the big announcement.
Yeah.
Because and I haven't seen this anywhere else, so I don't know if Playmates has announced this elsewhere, and I just haven't seen it. But there are two things that Playmates said, and they said, given the strong enthusiasm and interest in Star Trek, we are pleased to announce two things. We're going to announce them one at a time. Will launch in the fall. So coming in the fall, this is the first of two things. Number one is they're going to give us an original series communicator. There it is. That is the previous Playmates original series communicator. We don't have any images of what these are going to look like. So we're just using reference pictures. These are not what Playmates has sent out, or not what they're going to do, but we do know they are coming. So they have announced these are coming in the fall.
So fall 2023 is the current release window.
Release window for an original series communicator. Super fun. I'm excited to see it. It is interesting that they are continuing to release things they had released 30 years ago. But obvious, and not new things, but obviously they're selling to another generation, a new audience. They don't, unless their dad had one.
Right.
But really curious to see if what's changed, what's updated, what's upgraded in it. But I think that's going to be pretty exciting for original series fans and fans of the playthings.
Yeah, so, I mean that's cool. I mean, I love this new phaser that I have, this new old phaser, and everybody is telling me that it's junk compared to the Diamond Select and some of the other things. And we had some quibbles. You can check out our review on the channel. But regardless, there's something nice about the different toys, right? And so this is just another something. And I like that they're, people had asked us on the channel, are they going to release other ships, other communicators, other things, other weapons? And it's nice to see that Playmates, even though
we have an answer.
Yeah, even though that they're still figuring out their distribution strategy in retail, they're still creatively ideating, which is cool.
Well, I mean, and honestly, retail is not as important as it was before. Yeah. I mean, the online sales are where they're going to make their money anyway, and that's probably better for a lot of folks. So great, we're getting a communicator, which also means, guys, the line's not dead.
Yeah,
they're not stopping the line. The line is continuing. It's going slower than we wish. We're not getting as much information as we want. Right, we get it. I'm nervous too, right? But guess what? Stuff is coming, and it is not shut down.
And what else, Keith?
So the next one, I saved this one for last because this is the one I'm most excited about. I believe we have some beautiful bean footage, folks. We're getting the D. We are getting an Enterprise D ship model from Playmates.
That's
it will be coming this fall. It was the first. It was the classic. I have two of them up on the wall behind me. So very excited about it. The original Enterprise D is coming from Playmates in the fall. So
this isn't what we put together, is it? It is what we put together.
We did put together one of the original 90s ones. Yeah, cool. We sure did. So there's the review of that, in our feeds coming in the past there.
Now.
You can now get one, buddy. I could just give you my second one.
No. Yeah, okay.
He's like, no. I mean, yes.
I've got a whole box of your stuff you've given me already.
Yeah, that's so true. So people asking, when are the next ships coming? When are the next toys coming? Well, here it is coming in the fall. Very, very exciting. So Playmates is sending that. I mean, it's great news. This isn't speculation. This is coming directly from Playmates. So this is unless their plans change, this is coming.
That's cool. I mean, I think I'm interested to see what you all think. Are you hype for new old stuff? Do you still want new stuff from the current shows? I mean, just what we're two episodes into Strange New Worlds, and I'm thinking, I want all of this.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can see where people might be a little let down. You know, there's been a lot of negative comments I've been seeing on our various videos about people. Oh, the line's dead, it's dying, this, that. It doesn't seem like that's the Playmates what they're thinking. So, look, you know, it's nice to hear. There's no more radio silence. It's nice to see they're getting back to you right away. So that gives me the impression that since marketing is kind of ramping up again, that they're clicking on all cylinders. I hope that's true.
And I think that, you know, while I share your frustrations and I share your anxieties about all of those things, the toy business is really, really difficult.
Yeah.
It's incredibly competitive. It's incredibly expensive. Playmates Toys is not Mattel. They are a much, much smaller company, and trying to compete with the giant companies and the Star Wars IP or whatever, like, it is an uphill battle. And you know, as I said, like, I share your complaints, I share your confusion, I share your whatever. But like, we're not complaining about Verizon. This is the more equivalent to a mom and pop store in the toy world. So I think we should, you know, try to be patient and try to give a little grace and understanding. They're genuinely trying to give us the things that we want.
Yep.
And I think we should all be appreciative of that, because they don't have to, and they didn't. You know, this is it is definitely something that is a labor of love for them as well. So there you go. So if you're still watching and you enjoy our nonsense, please give us a like and a subscribe. You can check out our other shows. Right? We have the regular Star Trek Toys show. We do an episode by episode review of Deep Space Nine called Keith and Mike Watch Deep Space Nine. We are just launching Strange New Show, a complete review of Strange New Worlds episode by episode. And you can also check out K&M Geekly, where we talk about geeky stuff here. All of these shows are every week here in your feed on the K&M Empire. It's too many shows.
Do you want to hear me pronounce the classic character's name, Uhura, and get absolutely raked over the coals on YouTube? Deservedly?
Oh, not just you, buddy.
You did too?
Oh, yes. No, I got private messaged.
You know, there's been so little trolling that we deserve. We've
said so many
wrong
questionable things, but nothing has brought on the onslaught of complaint. Then, well, you know, sometimes it feels like it's just ooh and me.
Whew.
But
what is the official correct pronunciation? Let's clear it up right here.
Uhura, not Uhura. Take out the Y.
Why?
There we go.
Because people will message you. All right, let's do it.
All right. Thank you so much for watching. The minute we have more news, we'll be right back here in your feed. Till then, this has been Look at My Star Trek Toys.
Look at my Star Trek toys!